Does this sound familiar to you? You've had a really long week, you're exhausted, and it's finally the weekend, and you can't wait to sleep in and catch up on a little sleep in the morning. And without fail, didn't set your alarm, but you're up anyway. And we both know why. It's because your cat is being your wake-up call at 5 a.m. because to them, breakfast still comes every day of the week at the same time. Hi everybody, my name is Nina. So welcome back to my channel, Bad Cat Family. So I am a zookeeper. I also run an online cat boutique called badcatshop.com. And here on YouTube, I make videos all about cat care because I love to geek out about cats with you all. So if by the end of this video you get any value out of it and it was helpful and you want to stick around for more cat content, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. So let's get into the video. But according to my cat, the time for breakfast is when the sun comes up. So right now that's at about 5 a.m. It starts getting light out, and I am not always the most willing to get up at 5 a.m. to want to feed them. But they will make their demands very clear. There is crying, there is more crying, stepping on you, batting at your face, standing on your chest, staring into your soul, all that kind of stuff. So we were getting very frustrated, and it's not fair to the cats. They're on a routine. This is normal for them. We're the lazy humans not keeping up with this routine. So we began searching for a solution, and that solution was an automatic feeder. So I was looking up all kinds of different automatic feeders. I was actually really fortunate for a company to reach out to me and offer a automatic cat feeder. The stars aligned and the universe knew I needed to sleep in because I was getting so cranky. So this company, Wopet, reached out to me. I am going to just be reviewing it honestly, and we're gonna see if this takes care of the 5 a.m. wake-up call that I never asked for. It comes with an instruction manual, which is totally necessary. The buttons and functionality are easy to use if you're following the directions, but they're not intuitive at all if you're just trying to like mess around with the machine and figure it out and set feedings for yourself. This feeder comes with a little tray insert, so the food pours right into this little feeder dish that you can easily remove. So this feeder comes with an electrical cord to plug into the bottom, so that's where it provides the electricity for most of the time, and it plugs into a USB plug, and that is provided. It also has a compartment in the bottom for batteries, so in the event that if your power goes out, the feeder will still go off. One of the best things about this feeder is that the lid is locking, and I'm sure a lot of feeders are like that, but I have read reviews for other ones when I was doing my research because I was gonna buy one, that people were complaining that their animals were getting into the feeder where the storage of the food is. Yeah, that defeats the purpose if your cat can just help themselves and binge on as much kibble as they want. If I have to put effort into getting it off, there's no way my cats are gonna get to it, so that's a big plus. This feeder fits 7 liters, so it fits my bag of cat food with no problem. A little note about the types of food you can put in there into your automatic feeder. It's gotta be a dry food, a dry kibble. Like wet food is gonna be gross and not work, not dispense, clog up the machine and ruin it and get stinky. So you need to use the dry food kibble, and the size of the kibble is gonna matter. We're just using cat food with this feeder, so naturally cat food is a lot smaller, but it's gotta be within 15 millimeters. That's how the largest size of food that you can use with this machine. So make sure you check the size of your food before. Now it's time to figure out how much food you're going to give them per feeding with this automatic feeder. So in the morning, I give them a half scoop. I wasn't really sure how much this weighed. This machine measures meals in portions, and the portions are 10 grams each, and you can have up to 9 portions in a meal. In other words, you can feed up to 90 grams at a time. This feeder can do 4 feedings per day. currently, for testing it out, I was only doing 1 feeding per day at the 5 a.m. mark, so I didn't have to personally get up that early. So here is an example of the machine dispensing 1 portion of food, so you can kind of see it and compare it to my cat. This is my 2 cats, both vying for some space in this cat feeder. I was super fortunate that my cats don't really fight for food. One of them doesn't just hog it over the other. They're pretty equal in the hogging, but I can see if you have a multi-cat household, that wouldn't be an option. That's too small of an area for them to share. So either you need multiple feeders, or you can try this trick that we've adapted just to make it a little bit easier for our cats to share. The first option is we just took the tray off. When the kibbles pour out just onto the floor, they spread out really wide and a lot farther, and the cats can eat it right off the floor since it's a much wider area. We really like to put our cats' food in different toys or puzzle feeders just to make it a little bit more difficult and interesting for them, and it slows down their eating a little bit so they don't gobble it all up at once. So we upped the ante for them a little bit, and we put the feeder on a little stool and put a little toy box underneath full of all kinds of balls and different objects they would have to eat around. So when the kibbles fell into that, it really scattered them, and both of the cats really have an option to get to the food and take their time scooping it out and eating it. Oh, and there's one other really fun feature that it has that we still have not tried out yet, and that is a voice recording option. So you can actually record your cats a little voice message like, "Come on, sweetie, it's dinner time," or whatever other cheesy, cute thing that you want to say for your cat, or call their names, something like that. Maybe it gives it a little more personal touch if you're not home and you want them to hear the sound of your voice. I think that's really sweet. But I don't want to hear the sound of my voice at 5 a.m. when we're feeding them. That defeats the purpose of me having a peaceful morning. So I haven't recorded a voice message, but that's another functionality that this has. So let's answer the question, did it actually bring us some peace? Did this device give me the gift of sleeping in peacefully? Sort of. It took just about 2 to 3 days for my cats to figure out that the machine was going to be doing the feeding and not me. But when they started to hear the feeder and realize that the food is going to be coming out from in the living room, they started to wait for this instead of bother me. So I was really happy to be able to sleep in this weekend. It finally happened. The only disadvantages to this Wopet automatic feeder would be if you do have a kibble size that's just too large to fit in the machine, then it won't work for you. And again, if you have multiple pets, maybe that tray, which is nice and wide, would probably still not be wide enough for multiple cats, depending on how well they get along. Especially if you have 3 cats, it's probably not going to be enough. So that's another disadvantage, but for us, it works just fine. I hope this video was helpful in helping you decide whether or not you want a pet feeder, or if this particular pet feeder would be a good one for you. If you are interested in this particular one that we have, the link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to join this Bad Cat family, be sure to subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell, and comment something below. The community here has been really cool. Like, you can get information from me, but there's been so much useful suggestions and people helping each other in the comments too, so it's becoming a really cool community. So be sure to read the comments down below and be sure to leave one of your own. Thanks again. Till next time.